Hi, I'm Melanie Dyer. You're watching Live on the Lot on Skippy TV, and today I'm honoured to be sitting here with multi-Grammy award-winning Americana music icon Jim Lauderdale. Welcome to Australia.
Thank you, Melanie.
It's not your first time here. You've spent a bit of time doing some festivals.
Yes.
And you were here for CMC Rocks.
Yes.
So what keeps you coming back? Is it the pies?
The Vegemite.
Vegemite.
That is one of, no, I really love it here. Yeah.
You love it?
Yeah.
What's an Australian audience like compared to, say, over in the States?
You know, from the very first time I came, I noticed that the audience was not, they appreciated the current country music going on, but they also really like singer-songwriters and kind of the more obscure stuff that Americans like, but it seemed like the ratio, they liked that stuff just as much as the mainstream stuff. And I was impressed by that. And also the musicianship. Yeah. The writing, the singing. I mean, you guys have a lot of great artists.
Yeah, we do. We're very lucky. We've got a lot of talent here, but it's great to have you here. And you've got that sort of obscure style. I guess like when you first started making music, it was a mix of like roots and blues and sort of bluegrass and country. And in the beginning, it kind of didn't really exist, that style. So I guess in the flesh, we've got the original Americana definition, really, in you. Did you know that was sort of happening when Americana music was evolving, that you were it?
No.
No.
And I still don't. So, no. But I have just always liked a mixture of things, and so that's what I keep doing.
And it's working. We had some pretty low-key friends alongside you in the beginning. You had Buddy Miller, Sean Colvin, Ralph, Stanley. You guys were sort of in bands together in New York. What was it like, old country in the 80s?
You know, I moved up to New York from North Carolina in 1979, and Buddy Miller moved up there from Texas, and he called that the great country music scare of 1980. In New York, but Sean moved up to sing with Buddy. Julie Miller, his not then wife, moved away, so he got Sean Colvin, and Larry Campbell, a great artist and producer, was in his band also playing pedal steel. Tom Russell lived up there. Lucinda Williams was up there a little earlier. We ended up out in Los Angeles together too at the same time, so kind of between New York and then going to Los Angeles, people like Rosie Flores and Dale Watson lived out there, James Entfield, and so even in those cities that weren't Nashville, there was a scene going on, kind of an alternative scene. Yeah.
These names you're throwing around, like, they're just so casual. I like the it.
Dropping the, wait, excuse me, let me pick up the names that I...
I'm going to drop another exciting fact here, and that's that you have released a staggering 31, soon to be 32 albums. In fact, you actually started your own label back in, was it 20...
years
13,
back.
So you could release on your own terms and on your own schedule, because I mean a label's not going to be able to keep up with you. How do you do it? Are you a superhuman?
No, not at all. But you know, when I guess my first record didn't come out till my early 30s, and so since I was a teenager, I wanted to put out records, and then it kept not happening. So in a lot of ways, I guess I felt like I was catching up, you know, to somebody that would have been my age and put out their first record in their early 20s. And but I just really enjoy recording and making albums. So regular record companies didn't want me to put out more than one in a year, you know, and I kind of I don't know, I just want to do what I want to do and not have somebody saying, no, you can't.
Yeah, not having those restrictions of having to wait to release another album. We definitely made up for lost time, I think.
I'm trying, I'm still working on it.
How do you sort of fit releasing so much music in between touring? I imagine you're doing a lot of shows as well with these records.
I do, and so when I'm back in Nashville, I live in Nashville now, I just really focus on that when I'm back home. Because on the road, it's hard to, I get song ideas, but it's harder to finish something.
Yeah. It'd be hard to sort of set time aside to be in that mental headspace
It
of
is.
creating and writing.
It is. You do kind of have to be in a zone, at least I do, for writing,
Yeah.
you know, to really finish something. And that is harder on the road. However, I do like to write sometimes on the road, or at least to start ideas after a gig, because I feel like, you know, that energy's going, you know,
Yeah,
how that
you can't
feeling
sleep,
is.
so you may as well write.
That's right. You
Yeah.
know, you might as well stay in the dressing room and work on something.
Yeah.
And that's usually the best place to do it.
Yeah, and I guess something that you do, which is kind of interesting, I just found out you got back from China, and you're heavily into Tai Chi.
Yes.
So is that something you do to sort of give yourself some headspace, some clarity to calm you down?
It helps, and you're right. Tai Chi is but I do like chai tea.
I almost said that.
But
at the same time.
you're right. Yeah.
That's
during the
talent.
breaks. But it does help. I've been doing it for a while, and some of these first Tai Chi masters I studied with that would come over from China would be, you know, in their 70s, but they were so fit. And I just thought, hey, that's how I want to be when I get to be that age. And the fellow I just studied with over in China was 70. I thought he was a lot younger, and I thought, wow.
Keeps you young.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you've done some amazing things in your career already. Like I said, you've won 2 Grammys. You've written hit songs that have sold millions of albums for people like Willie Nelson, George Strait, Blake Shelton. Do you have a style of writing? Like, these artists are sort of across a different range of genres. Do you go into a co-writing session and bring your style and they work around that, or you sort of put yourself like a chameleon? And
Well, interestingly enough, I find that if I'm trying to write for somebody else and then I try to channel them and then come out with a song, many times that I've thought, gosh, this is going to be a hit for so-and-so. This is perfect for them. This is, I can buy that farm now with that money. But when I do that, even though I really feel like it's perfect for them, 9 times out of 10, they don't record it. But it's the ones that I just thought, well, I might as well give them this one. I mean, it doesn't sound like something they do, but
and then they
you
take
never
that
know.
one.
And then that's the one they take.
And then that's the $1 million hit. Isn't that crazy?
Well, hopefully, hopefully.
Well, this is the thing. I feel like with everything that you've sort of achieved so far, any average person would sort of think, okay, I will kick back on that farm and just relax now and be happy with what I've achieved. But not you. There seems to be no stopping you. Are there still things that you actually want to achieve? Do you have goals, radio hits? Do you want to write with anyone else?
You know, Melanie, I'm a restless kind. I can't seem to stop.
Yeah.
I've always got music pouring out of me.
Thank you for that performance.
But you know, gosh, it's funny. I always do think of somebody that I want to work with, and then I forget when somebody asks. But there's different people like, gosh, you know, Van Morrison. I'd love to sing with him.
Let's make that happen.
Yeah, let's work on that. But there are, you know, they kind of, I get those ideas of kind of dream people to sing with or collaborate with.
Yeah. Well, it's important to keep those goals in mind, and yeah, I'm sure you'll achieve all of them.
Yeah.
You've just got a new album coming out. You pretty much just released Time Flies from the other album. And now you've got From Another World coming out this year. You've just released the first single, which is For Keeps, that you just performed for us. It's a romantic sort of tender love song, which you've got a few of those. So do you think that you're a kind of a romantic kind of guy?
Well,
Is that your vibe?
you know, deep down, I know that people think of me as being this tough, kind of cold guy, but I do have that tender, romantic side. And that song For Keeps I wrote with a new artist named Logan Ledger, and a woman I've written with before named Melba Montgomery, who used to sing with George Jones before Tammy Wynette.
Wow.
She was his duet partner and a great artist and writer. And she was talking about her late husband. She talks about him frequently. And she was saying that, you know, when she met Jack and they got together, that they knew it was for keeps. And so when she said that, I knew Jack as well. And, but that was kind of what got the song started. And, you know, sometimes in these co-writing situations, somebody will say something,
Exactly.
and so it was a good thing for us to write together, you know, because it was kind of a tribute to their love.
Yeah, some sort of therapy, I guess. Songwriting can be that way.
Yeah.
When you need to sort of express, you know, in her case, the love of her lost, you know, late husband.
Yeah.
It's amazing that songs can do that, can be therapy, but then, you know, transcend and so many people can relate to it as well. And it was released around Valentine's Day, which I
Right.
thought was very appropriate.
Yeah.
Very cool. So you've got From Another World coming out very soon.
Yes.
The second single is The Pyramids.
The Secrets of
Yes,
the
The Secrets of the
Pyramids.
Pyramids.
And that also was a song I wrote with Logan Ledger.
Oh, cool.
He'll have an album out in October,
Okay.
and T-Bone Burnett produced his record. And when we had written a few songs, he said, well, I've got this title called The Secrets of the Pyramids. And I said, oh, we've got to write that. Please let me write that, you know. I mean, I just thought that was such a great title.
Yeah, it is.
And,
it's awesome.
And, you know, so a lot of times in co-writing, it will be a spontaneous thing of something somebody said, but that title really, you know, said a lot.
Yeah, and the album's going to be amazing, so we'll have to check it out. And as well as Logan, we'll have to check out his stuff. He seems like a very talented guy that you've sort of got under your wing there, so pretty cool. I want to know, like, after so many releases, do you still feel nervous about releasing new albums? Like, your audience fan response, do you feel like the sort of excitement ever dulls at all?
Not really, but you never know how it's going to be received or reviewed or sell, but I'm also thinking ahead to the next one, you know, once I put out something, you know, so it's kind of the process, and then it gets released, and then it's the other thing.
Crazy. I don't know how you find all the time to do this, but
I don't know.
But you're here with us today,
so.
What about the actual recording, the producing of the album? You sit in the driver's seat a lot yourself with that, don't you?
I do, but I'm starting to kind of turn it over to more people because for many albums I would co-produce it with my engineer because they have so much good input, and so I thought, you know, because I'm kind of a Luddite, you know, not very technically minded, and so I do rely on somebody else's ears and help and technical expertise. And
that's changed a lot since probably you first began making music. It's become even more sort of progressive, and these sort of logic and the different programs and the buttons, and it can be a lot.
It can. Oh yeah, it's changing all the time. And but the From Another World and Time Flies, my bass player Jay Weaver I realized as we were working on Time Flies, kind of as we were beginning, I thought, he's really adding so much. And so I said, hey, would you co-produce this with me. So luckily I had Jay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's good that he's your bass player, so it would feel like he's probably got a cohesive idea with you.
Yeah, he really does. And he's got a pretty wide range, a big palette musically of traditional country, which is kind of a lot of what I do, but then expanding on that.
Yeah. Well, I'm very excited to hear the new album. It's coming out very soon, so check it out, From Another World. Thank you so much for coming and having a chat at Live on the Lot. It's been amazing to have you here for CMC Rocks. Are you doing anything else while you're in town before you leave? Had a kangaroo?
I had a show here in Sydney, so I've
the work's done.
Yeah, but I'm going to write. And,
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder who the lucky writers are that are going to get to collaborate with you. That's pretty exciting. Maybe one day I'll get to.
That would be nice. That would be good.
There we go. It's on camera now, so we're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
Jim Lauderdale, thank you so much for coming in. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you.